who the racists were, and he showed us who the raccoons were.
Is up. Groceries are up. Everything is up across the board. What is Kamala's position on trying to fix inflation?
Yeah, sure. So two things. Number one, inflation for the first time is below 4%, or I'm sorry, below 3% for the first time since Joe Biden took office. I think that, in terms of like fixing inflation, a lot of that is going to fall on the Federal Reserve and, what they continue to do with interest rates. I also think that, again, part of the advantage here, and the thing I'd say is Kamala Harris was a large part of this administration, and the fact that they passed more fiscal legislation than any. In terms of productivity, in terms of passing legislation, they've been one of the most productive administrations ever in American history, even if you hate all of that legislation. But it was a lot of it was fiscal. A lot of it, directly went to the American people. We're talking about the largest infrastructure bill since Eisenhower, which led to a lot of job growth. One of the largest investments in manufacturing, which we've seen more, spending on construction for manufacturing than we have in the last 2 decades. Which is obviously creating a lot of jobs. The largest investment in climate change ever, and creating a lot of jobs. You're talking about the first administration to do anything regarding pharmaceutical prices. Joe Biden just announced today that 10 more drugs under if you're an older individual on Medicare, 10 more drugs are now capped monthly for you, which is really big. We've never seen that before. He pressured private companies to lower their prices. Eli Lilly slashed a lot of their prices for insulin products for out of pocket, just everybody. And so the American Rescue Plan was $1.7 trillion. So a lot of the economic success we have seen over 3 years in this productivity and our recovery is because of Kamala Harris and the Joe Biden administration. And so I think that I'm very confident she'll continue that. Her actual policy platform will come out any day now, because normally policy platforms take months to craft, but she became the nominee and she's got to do it quickly. So we'll see her specific plans around the economy, but I expect it to be similar, which is actually giving money to the American people. But I would actually just throw that question back and say what is Trump's plan for the economy or inflation? Because all I've heard right now is I heard at one point that he wanted to replace income tax with tariffs, which is the worst economic policy I've ever heard in my entire life. And I hear little things here and there, but it kind of feels like people just think Trump has a magic wand and can fix these things just because he's him. But I don't know what it is.
No, I mean, and I'm interested to see when her policy platform does come out. I mean, I am interested to see what she stands on and what her plans is if she were to win the election. But I mean, I think something that Trump's going to do. I mean, we were energy independent under Trump. I mean, Keystone Pipeline for a reason. I mean, I think that we have to start drilling in our own country.
Would you say we're not energy independent now?
No, absolutely not.
Why is that?
We're dipping into our Federal Reserve. That's number one. I mean,
that's interesting because we're producing more oil now than ever before in human history, and this is according to the Energy Information Administration. We broke Donald Trump's 2019 record of drilling, and then Joe Biden hit a new record, I believe, in 2023, and then just recently broke that. It was 13.1 million barrels a day, it was 12.8 million barrels a day. It's now 13.1. That's our crude oil production in the United States. This graph right here would be net U.S. oil exports, being a net export of oil, meaning we're exporting more oil than we're importing. And for the first time since World War II, 70 years, we're actually net exporters of oil because we have so much of it. And so I don't know, objectively, the spigots here are all the way up. They're all the way turned on. We are producing more oil than any country in human history. And Joe Biden is importing much less of it from countries like Venezuela. So I don't know, if Donald Trump's thing is just, I don't know how where he's going to just continue. I guess he can continue what we're already doing, but it sounds like we're doing that now.
I mean, I'm seeing your graphs here, but gas in my state's $4 a gallon. I mean, what?
Yeah. So we, obviously, the price, there's, oh my God, why do I keep pulling up the same picture? Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why? I'm not selecting that. Give me a second here, folks. Don't touch screen here. Guys. Okay. All right. Yeah, so obviously, like, the U.S. We have always hypothetically been able to, Janelle. Thank you. We have hypothetically always been able to to have enough oil to solely use ourselves, to not rely on any other country. But no one ever does that, right? We and this is purposeful. We export oil. We sell oil to countries, and then we buy oil at a cheaper price to make money. And so we're often bound by the global oil market because there's other people producing oil, and there's a global capitalist market where they are, trading, selling barrels of oil for a price. And so, I'd say right now, times are different than they were in 2018. Just the general cost of living inflation, people's wages, not relating to even COVID. Like, for example, gas right now as a share of income is very similar to what it was in 2019. I mean, gas prices are pretty similar. Obviously, the dollar number is different, but, people are making more money. People are spending more money. Inflation has gone up a little bit. And so I think that, we can be producing a ton of oil, but, on the global market right now, oil's a little bit more expensive. There's 1.68, I want to say like almost a year ago, where half of U.S. states saw gas below $3, and that has now ticked up because we've seen things happen overseas in places like Israel. Obviously, there's still things going on in Ukraine, and OPEC and other countries are producing less oil, and so barrels of oil are more expensive.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you talking with me, and appreciate you. Very respectful, and appreciate it, man.
Of course. No, I appreciate you being respectful, man. You be safe. We'll talk again soon, all right?
Sounds good. See you.
Yo, W, no, he was in here. We waited a couple of days here. I appreciate that guy a lot, man. Good guy. Veronica, thank you for being live. Thank you. Listen, guys, here's the deal. You're all incredible. You're all amazing. It's 12:33 in the morning. If you have not followed me on Twitch, there's a link above on Twitch to follow me there, because I think we might hop off and go live on Twitch in a bit. Really late, though.